Hey, good morning, fam. Happy Thursday. I want to make this. I want to talk to you this morning, just really quickly, about the alternate reality. Okay, I posted a video yesterday evening. Some of you saw, some of you didn't see it. If you want to go take a look at it, you can. There's some disclaimers at the beginning of the dang video because it actually is pretty disturbing. Well, the issue here that I'm trying to point out is that there is an alternate reality out there. That alternate reality involves something that's actually pretty sinister and pretty evil, and it could impact everybody. And it actually seems to be impacting everybody in one way, shape, or form, which is quite interesting, being that the narratives out there are all about racial and injustice and all other crap that's being brought up by these, stupid organizations like Antifa and BLM. So you'll see how the narrative is being driven one way, but you won't really see the push for the other stuff. And what's sad, I think, is that some folks are just basically like, yeah, this is a right-wing conspiracy and yada yada. And believe me, I'm not full on Q. I'm not full on just trying to grab onto and glom onto any movement. Really, I'm just being real with you. I just don't. I ask questions and I start, they basically, say go research stuff. So I do. And some of the stuff, it goes a little far. Other stuff, it doesn't, I don't think goes far enough. And that's why I ask questions. Then there's other things where I look at the liberal media, and believe me, I think more people are coming to grips with the truth that when we were growing up, I'm 44 years old. When we were growing up, we thought NBC, ABC, CBS, that these were legitimate, kind of middle of the road news agencies. When in reality, it looks like they've been liberal the whole time, but then we didn't know that because that's just what we were exposed to. It's just what we grew up listening to and really believing. And then some of these anchors, they're turning out to be some crazy, some French folks, man, like nuts. But then we're also seeing too that they actually were involved in the same illicit sexual stuff that nobody really knew about. I don't even talk about the Matt Lauer stuff, but let's just be real, okay? The reason why you see videos posted like this by other people who are basically taking it upon themselves to tell the stories about what's going on is because people don't trust the media. People don't trust half of the search engines. Do you understand right now, okay? When Google, when Facebook, when Amazon, when Twitter, when these massive agencies who use digital media and commerce for their own good, obviously, because they're a business, but then they stop certain information from going out. You have to understand, that says something about them. But then when they align with all these other movements that basically are trying to shut down other stories, there's something else out there that is trying to be blanketed and covered. That's not good for anyone, okay? And you and I need to just come to grips with it. That's freaking cognitive dissonance right there in your face. Do you believe that these agencies, that these groups, that these search engines are really out there for your good? If they are, then they'll allow people to talk. But all of a sudden, when you've got somebody like a Fauci who will tell you that you got to wear a mask, and they want to mandate that, governors and mayors should really take more stringent and more restrictive rules on people. But then, you can still hook up on Tinder. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what are you talking about? It makes no sense because it doesn't make sense. And when certain Democratic mayors can exempt Democratic leaders within the House and our Congress and our Senate, when they've been exposed to other people who possibly could have had COVID, but then they can exempt them because they're essential workers, you see the hypocrisy, and you see where it doesn't make sense. So this is why you'll see people who are becoming more popular right now, and underneath the freaking surface, you see more people who are going to talk radio, and they're listening to individuals who you think are garbage, who a lot of people are actually finding truth with, okay? Now, I won't even say some names, but I'm going to tell you that more and more people are tuning in to these talk show radio hosts because they see themselves, these people see that they're not getting the full story. They're not. And you also see, too, the rise of individuals on certain news networks are supposed to be state-run media, right? The reason why people are going there is because they're seeing that every single other media agency out there is saying the same exact things in different form. They're saying the same things. And it's all pointing over here while they're ignoring stuff that's going on over here. You have to be discerning about that. I can't point you to that direction. I can only tell you that there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. which is what I think my call actually is. I've been kind of like trying to tell people, hey, yo, you need to stand up, you need to say something. But my wife, I'm gonna tell you, like, there's wisdom in listening to your wives. Okay, there's wisdom in that, into marrying a wise person. My wife is an extremely wise lady. She basically called me out on something, and she basically was like, do you understand that you might have a call here that nobody else has? And I have to come to grips with that. So in doing so, there's going to be a change here that you're going to see, and it'll happen soon. But more so is that there's a voice here that you need. And maybe this because you trust me, maybe because you're seeing that I'm not buying into all the left wing or right wing completely. It's just that I just want to know what the heck the truth is. And maybe that's the reason why you even watch these videos. So I want to be a source, and if I get stuff wrong, I'll apologize. You've seen me do it before. I've apologized before, where it's like, yeah, I told you something that wasn't true, and I went immediately and said, yo, that wasn't true, my bad. And I'll do that because that's what truth actually is. It's exposing what the inside actually is in a person, in a situation, and being real with the situation so that people understand what's really going on. You want that, which is why you're desiring it, which is why so many people are walking away from these agencies. There's this one dude, I can't remember the guy's name, white dude, really wiry, skinny, gay guy with long hair. He was basically doing some cleanups in San Francisco and just went off on these people, talking about how hypocritical they are. They want their city to look good, but they're allowing people with, to use drugs in the streets, to poop in the streets, and to do all this stuff, and then nobody's really cleaning up. They're basically enabling bad behavior. Well, this cat, he stood up for himself. He basically is going up against an entire group of people who are saying, well, you're not supposed to be doing this because you're that. Okay, you're this over here, so you're not supposed to be over here. You know how many people have been talking smack to me? Seriously, how many people do you think have so many bad words for me because I'm not aligning with the narrative? That I wear an American flag because I'm proud of my nation. That despite all the things that have happened in this nation against black people, I still believe in the dream. Why do you think that people hate that? Because they don't want other voices out there, which is why so many other media networks out there, they want you to be aligned with them because they have the narrative. They want you to be aligned to their narrative. They want you to be quiet about what's really going on. That's why I don't abide by it. And that's why I post what I post. And I want you to have a voice in that, and that's what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to try to provide that voice for you to be somebody that can be trusted in this, at least in the time being. So there will be a change here. You'll see it. My wife's going to make me do it, so you're going to see it. But in the meantime, though, I want you to be discerning about what you see, about what it is that you're given, and ask questions. If you're going to turn on to CNN, understand you are getting you've got people within the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post, MSNBC, who are walking away from their networks because they see the destruction that these networks are pushing upon the American people. You're seeing it. There's stories about it. But if you don't know those stories, you won't know that these people are actually walking away. They're walking away because they know that they're a part of a lie. But everybody's saying, oh yeah, right-wing Fox media. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous, man. The truth will set people free, and I just want the dang truth. That's all I want. So I want to leave you, drop this on you right now, okay? You're searching, and you're searching for an earnest for what's concrete. And you're searching for that because your heart inside of you is telling you there's more going on here than what meets the eye. And what meets the eye is only a piece of the story. There's more down below, and I need to find out what it is. And you're going to find out all along with me, because I'm going to take you with me on that journey. But just understand this, okay? There's more people on that couch who understand that they're being lied to, they're being deceived, that there's bigger stories being covered up for political purposes, for societal purposes that will lead you toward Marxism, socialism, and communism. There are even people within the religious spheres who will tell you that they don't want you speaking about your conservative values while they spew liberal garbage onto you, as if that's what Jesus Christ was really about. It's not, okay? Either one side or the other. To tell you only one side means that they're afraid of the other side. And to be afraid of the other side means that they don't want the truth to be set out. And they don't want you knowing what the truth actually is, so you can decide for yourself. They want to decide for you. And I don't want somebody deciding that for me, which is why when I'm on the couch, I get pissed off at seeing what's happening in my cities, with my friends and my family. Because those folks on the TV who are screaming and yelling, they're way outnumbered by us. Take care, have a great morning.